Tweet. 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 Welcome back to Dread Canaries Against the Iron Storm. I am the Dread Canary, and I know, haven't seen my face in a while, but I've been told that it added a little bit of personality to the stream, so I'm bringing it back. And this is Against the Iron Storm, where I play against the Storm using a custom set of Iron Man rules that I came up with. Now, those rules are basically that I play every difficulty twice, advance the difficulty as soon as doing that, and we continue until I lose a map. Now, ideally, I would love to beat Prestige 20. I don't know if that's even possible, if it's possible for me to outscale the Storm. It's possible I'm not good enough to do that, but we're going to keep trying until people stop watching it. So, we could be here a while. We are currently on our 4th run, and what's interesting about this run is I accidentally played a 3rd game of Veteran, and as a penalty, we only played 1 game of Viceroy, which means we are heading into Prestige 1 with less unlocked than I would like. If we go over to upgrades, we can see that I have gotten all of the species-specific housing. That's very important to do for the resolve bonuses that it gives. But that's basically all we've done. We haven't gained the free Cornerstone reroll. We haven't really... I mean, we have unlocked trade routes. And have we even unlocked factions? Oh, neighborhood, that's good. I don't know if I've even unlocked factions yet. Regardless, as you can see, we're pretty early on. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and start playing on Prestige. Now, I do want to play next to this ruined settlement, even though I have a lot of machinery. Getting a little more is always good. And frankly, not being able to favor people. You know, cannot forbid food consumption or favor any species, but I could plan a Royal Woodlands map doing that. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to now. Let's go ahead and set ourselves in this location. We'll call ourselves something D&D inspired, maybe. Like, I know this isn't how you spell the species, but I don't want to get, you know, slapped with any kind of suits, so we'll go with Error Cockra. The Arakocra are a avian race in Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's in the current setting. I don't know. I don't really play much 5th edition. But I like the name, so we are going to play with it. Let's go ahead and take this because it's a larger caravan. The fact that it has beavers is... Okay, yeah, honestly, it has beavers, and that's a big part of the draw. But it also has 11 people as opposed to only 10 if I go with this mostly human stack. So I feel like we'll have a better chance of getting our economy off the ground doing that. With Prestige 1, as you can see, it's the highest we've currently got unlocked. I've got 3 embarkation points, and the Royal Woodlands generally has food. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take clay to make sure I can make some early bricks, and we are going to take vegetables. Now, this is the day after they dropped the new camps upgrade. Upgrade? Well, regardless, every camp now has a small and large version. The small version can only get from small deposits on the map, but the large version can get from more advanced versions. So on the one hand, it does mean that you are more likely to be able to get access to some resources all the time, but it does mean also that large resources are unavailable to you unless you take the blueprints for those camps, which is an interesting balancing choice. I'm not sure I like it, but I've played 3 games on it. It doesn't seem that bad so far, so I'm kind of okay, I think. They've also changed a little bit about how you control woodcutters camps. They took away the button and let me apply it to all camps that I've built, which I think is a little bit annoying. I liked that feature, and I hope they bring it back. But as always, we're going to go ahead and just set up some woodcutters camps along the walls. And I'm going to go in and say that I want to do only marked trees. And as always, turn off consuming any fuel that's not wood. And we're just going to carve out a nice little square area for me to build my first hub. My kind of downtown production center, as it were. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this nice and flat there. Yep, that looks good until it has to dip in. Like so. Yep, that all looks good. So let's go ahead and start time. Immediately pop ourselves up to speed 3. And we are also going to want to set up a harvester's camp up here. We'll put a stonecutter's camp next to it. We will put a small forager's camp here too. A small herbalist camp over here. And we will end with a small trapper's camp for these eggs. Now I am also going to go ahead and beaver. Also, beaver, lizard, lizard. And I'm leaving the other 4 lizards to run around building stuff. For now. We will put them in another lumber camp in a minute, but for now we'll do that. Okay. Fuel burning longer for impatience points. I don't love that. 3 clay per minute I do, because 3 clay per minute means I'm permanently going to be able to make bricks. Maybe not a lot of bricks, maybe not very fast, but we will perpetually be able to make bricks, and over the course of a full run, that is massive. And then we're going to go ahead and take the kiln, because the kiln lets us make bricks, but also the kiln gives us access to coal, and it is otherwise very hard to get coal on the Royal Woodlands. Lumber mill sounds great. Lumber mill gives us access to convenient planks. Okay, now this is actually a hard choice now, because the advanced foragers camp could be huge, but so could the small farm. I'm going to take the small farm, just because if I can set up a production chain for food, that's going to make my time a lot better. And the Royal Woodlands is generally pretty good for farming. We know I'm going to clear 2 glade events. 3 building materials isn't hard, especially when I've got 2 sets of buildings making building materials, and a perpetual infusion of clay. So that seems solid. Otherwise I have to make my beavers happy, and the result there is more beavers, which I really like. But in this case, I think I'd rather have the jerky and 4 villagers to really kickstart us than the other one. Okay, of these, I'm hands down always going to go trading post, because I don't love making packs. And here, I'm going to go with the packs, because despite me not loving making packs, I do love bonuses to production, especially since there's that chance of double production that you can get, because then this ends up being significantly stronger than it otherwise would be. Plus, I don't have an efficient way of making cloth, so this increases the efficiency of the crude workstation quite a lot. It's very nice. We're going to go ahead and build a crude workstation here. Shift this over to this side, get it out of the way. I think that what I want is, I think I actually want a kiln. So what we're going to do is we're going to say don't do anything but make 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks. And you know, because I've got a kiln, I'm actually going to go ahead and say just burn coal for now. It's more efficient. It'll let us build up a stack of logs, you know, basic wood, and that is solid. That's going to be very helpful. From now on, you only make fabric. But let's go ahead and force delivery. And fire them. And that way we can make this kiln. You know what? No, I should go ahead and actually make the fabric too. Go in here. We're going to put a guy, and we're going to say, hey, why don't you... Oh, we do have some meat. That's very cool to know. Okay. So let's do this. And And we're going to put a lumber mill, like so. And the lumber mill takes 2 of bricks and 2 fabric. So with the fabric being made here, let's go ahead and cap this at 20. Between the fabric being made here and the kiln making bricks, we should be solid as far as getting a lumber mill up and running. I am going to go ahead and fire enough woodcutters to get us under 1 hostility. Let's go ahead and just put 3 lizards in here. Now, I never went over my mysteries, so let's look at what those are. So our positive one is that if we complete dangerous or forbidden glades events during drizzle, we get extra reputation, and that's helpful for winning quickly if we want to win quickly. At hostility 1, people move slower if they don't have housing. That's not terrible. Hostility 2, housing or they get resolve penalties. That's pretty bad. Vassal tax is really annoying because the queen's impatience grows faster if you don't have a good influx of amber. And then at 6, we need double services or people will start dying. So obviously we don't want to get to hostility 6. And we want to set up an economy that'll support a massive vassal tax. Go ahead and take a pile of beavers here. I'm going to put a beaver in here making planks. Ooh, okay, lowering hostility but being unable to sacrifice. That is dangerous because on the one hand it makes it harder to avoid vassal tax, but it does make it easier to avoid that tier 6 hostility downside. So let's go ahead and take Baptism of Fire. And I'm going to put 2 lizards up here on gathering all of that plant matter. This guy's out of plant material. Okay, so we can kick him out. And we're going to have him build a rain collector because I'll need one eventually. I might need 2, but I'll definitely need 1. We're also going to set up a blight post. And see, this is why I clear out so much space around my central hub, is because as you can see, we're getting pretty cramped. We are running out of space to put stuff. Let's take a look at our hub. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to shove this up here. Actually, we're just going to shove all the camps that we can't use along that wall. And yeah, technically I could use the second woodcutter's camp, but it's mostly there in case I need it later. Small forger's camp, yeah. Take a look at our next set. Okay, so either way we need trade goods, but I'd rather have trade goods in amber. No, not amber. Trade goods in packs of crops, because we need amber for vassal tax, plus buying any other benefits. Having 65 meat seems difficult to get. It would give us 5 lizards, but 65 meat's hard. On the other hand, cutting through to discover 5 glades is something I'm probably going to do anyway, and it gives us amber and tools, so let's do that. We are out of parts. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I don't think I need it right now. And I definitely need the parts for burning cysts. That's going to be important for us, especially given this lowered hostility that we took. Did I not get parts back? I should have gotten parts back. sure what happened there. But regardless, we still need to build this up. There we go. And let's throw one lizard in here, tell him only make this out of coal. And we're going to stop at 5. We're just going to stop at 5, make sure that we have enough to burn any early cysts that might form, but we're not going to go whole hog with the fuel just yet. Food is, of course, going to be a problem. We are burning through fuel pretty quick, or not fuel, we're burning through food pretty quickly. But I think we've got a little bit of time. Building materials are slowly going up. That's pretty nice. Let's put some hashtag housing for beavers. Let's run some roads around the back here. And let's... You know, these guys are pretty happy. I'm going to leave it at hostility 1, and I think that was the right call, because you can see we still have... This way we can keep cutting, we can keep getting resources. Yeah. And everyone is still technically positive, which is good. We're not going to cut through that glade accidentally. Solid, solid. Of course, we haven't done anything to please the queen yet, and we're about to start year 3, so I should definitely fix that soon. Things I should also fix are making this not look so ridiculous by having its having its front straight up against the wall. That doesn't work for me, or my sense of aesthetics. Okay, year 3. Ancient tablet for every 2 completed glades. That could be very good as far as getting our economy going. Ancient tablets are worth a lot. Okay, looks like it's going to be harpies. Let's go ahead and take this. And we are going to... what? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a glade, because I really need to open up a glade. And then we're going to put a harpy in here making fabric. Harpies like making fabric. They don't like it particularly for this building, because it doesn't count as a fabric building. But that way I can just kind of assign it to something I know the race likes, and then when I get a fabric building, we can reassign them later. Okay, now we can work this immediately. It just increases the speed at which the queen gets mad, and it lowers hostility, or it lowers resolve quite a lot. Do I really want to do it for planks? I think I do, yeah. Now, doing that has immediately made the beavers unhappy because the beavers are all engaged in logging. I can solve that by just firing some beavers. So I will. We'll have the beavers... Small Trappers Camp counts as a meat building. I don't need this to be lizards. There we go. Now we're going to do some shenanigans here with favoring. I can't favor, that's right, because we are next to the thing we're next to. Okay. So, we have 32... We've got a lot of wood. That'll work. There we go. And of course, I do need to build myself a trading post, but the question is where? Because I don't want to use valuable space near my hub. Let's go ahead and I think put the trading post... I don't generally put it back here, but I could. Yeah. Let's put the trading post there. Bit uncharacteristic for me, but why not? We're also going to go ahead and build a couple of harpy houses down here. And then, wow, we really haven't unlocked many upgrades, have we? Alright, well, let's just put a nice little barrel and then some regular barrels there. Just to start getting some decorations down. You know, we do need to start thinking about housing our lizards. I built more harpy housing than I have harpies, and I've got a pile of unhoused lizards just sitting here. Oh, hi, Sahilda. Cool. So, oh, hey, that is really nice. That's decent, but I'm going to see if I can get this. I should probably also think about getting food, huh? Now, I don't think I can afford all of that, but with my constant influx of clay, I am willing to sell clay, and I'm willing to sell resin, because resin's cheap. Oh, we've got so many bricks. Let's not sell clay. Let's sell the completed stuff. Let's sell the bricks. That is more than I intended. We'll just sell 15 here. And I think I'm willing to sell most of this. Fabric doesn't need to be quick. Willing to sell that. Okay, axe the mushrooms. Still not enough. I need to keep wood because I need to keep burning it to keep hostility low so my beavers don't get mad at me. I could just stop wood cutting, which might have the same effect, but then I'd still need the wood. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. And the great thing is now cloth production is decently efficient. Like, between that and when we eventually turn in this order, we're going to be able to make a ton of fabric, even if we only ever use the crude workstation. So that's solid. That's really good. Okay. How you guys doing? You guys almost done? Another set of orders, maybe? Open up 5 glades. Well, I kind of have to do this one anyway, but I love keeping goods. So let's go ahead and choose keep goods. That sounds nice. And, you know, I don't love this, but I think I'd rather work toward luxury than have to make... Well, do I already have a building that lets me make trade goods? Let me check. Yes. I already have a building that lets me make trade goods. And building materials are going to be pretty easy to do. So let's go with the varied delivery, because it'll be the easier of the two. I'm going to stop burning wood, which will make my beavers unhappy, but we only need to keep them where they're at for like 20 seconds. And now they're fine. And I can rehire a bunch of beaver wood choppers. Shouldn't I have another beaver somewhere? I should. But it's up here with this harvesting camp, which I'm no longer using. Okay. Let's slide this over here. Fire my beavers. Put one here. That all looks good to me. Road down that way. And I think we will go ahead and just put a pile of barrels next to this market, because I think that's going to aesthetically work. It kind of fits in with the barrels that are already in there. Yeah. Let's move this small herbalist camp over here near where these berries are, because we will need those for food, and there is clay here too. Nice. Okay, okay. That works for me. Really thinking I should have bought some food, because people are going to be angry. But, you know, what can you do? I think we're okay. Sort of. It's not a great start, but I don't think it's terrible. If we go over this way and we say we're willing to cut this and all of this, we can clear out space to start using that small farm. Not that I can do that immediately, because I will have to... Oh, I guess only one beaver. The queen is pretty impatient with me. Okay. Now, lizards and harpies are unhappy, but they're not terribly oh, they're not even that unhappy. Nice. How are we doing? And you know what? I'm actually going to slide this over here so we can finish clearing out this area, so I can do 2 more sets of lizard houses for the next year. I'm not sacrificing anything. People are relatively okay. I do need to drop down a building that'll let me start making those packs of building materials that I need. My word. Hey, and those trees fell right on time. That's kind of perfect. Let's bring this up here. Give them another beaver. And we are going to chop our way into this glade. Get even more beavers. How are we looking? Pretty good on planks, actually. That is solid. I do wish that... Oh, I should have gone with the harpies, because they've got a bonus to berry collection over here. But, you know, whatever. We're okay. Gain a reputation every time you sell goods worth 60 amber. Okay, that's huge. Exploration training is also solid, but it locks me into getting a brawling services building and building training weapons with both lizards, to make both lizards and harpies. Get it? But this only benefits events. This is a good way for me to just turn money into reputation, and I'm going to need to turn in a lot of reputation, because as you can see, the queen is already kind of mad. We have enough parts for me to add another woodcutter's camp, but I don't think I've got the food for it currently. I think I just kind of have to bite the bullet and drop 2 lizards over here. And you know what? I will add another woodcutter's camp. Like so. And let's put a lizard in here and say, hey, make packs of building materials out of wood. How much do I need? I need at least 3, so we'll start there. Out of planks, I should say. I know we're low on food. I am very aware of our food issues. You know what? Just stick with me for another year or so, and we should be okay. Hey, a provisioner is going to be great. Alright, let's work on this Fishman Cave. It requires... I don't want to use coal. I'd rather use resin, but I think I'd rather not wait, and we are going to take this. 1, because it's got a pile of food, and 2... because we needed to loot 2 events anyway. So we will go ahead and drop these beavers in there. You know, where do I have that harpy? I've got that harpy in here making cloth. I don't really need this much cloth. And that way we can have people carry more, which will make us a little bit more efficient as far as our economy goes. Now I do want to rebuild this. Let's go ahead and rebuild it, because I'm going to want provisions in order to do trade goods. Or trade routes, I should say. Small Trapper's Camp has no deposits nearby. Yeah. Food problems, gonna be a problem. At least for another year or so, but after that we should be a little better. And let's go ahead and drop a lizard in here to try to lower hostility of the forest. Woodcutter's camp's out of wood that it can chop. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it some more wood that it can chop then. That looks good to me. Solid. Now, we do need a bunch more packs of building materials. But we can at least turn in this order. Gives us a bunch of workers who are going to be hungry. But, you know, that's just how that goes. Okay, so we have one set of farmland over here that I'm going to put a small farm in. And now I have to decide whether I want to upgrade my camps. Oh, that's a big bush, which we can't do if we only have the small version. Forager's camp might be a good idea. The forester's hut is a good way to be able to make tools, though. And I don't know how good we'll be able to do without tools. That said, I do kind of need to be able to do packs. And you can make provisions out of herbs. You can also make provisions out of berries. These are all pretty nice. Well, I'm going to, I think, go with the... I love the herb garden so much. I'm going to go with the herb garden. It works in a lot of recipes. It lets me make provisions. It just allows for a lot of flexibility. Let's go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, let's grab this and slide it up this way. What we're going to do is we are going to put more beavers on freeing up this farmland. Because we do need it for next year. We need it so soon. Trail 12 trade routes? Love it. We'll do that. Bliss, hi. Okay, so I need 10 amber when we're all done here. He doesn't have food. Resin production doesn't seem great. Firekeeper techniques are really nice, but I feel like what I need to do is start stockpiling amber for that vassal tax in the event that it hits. We're on year 4, so I would need 20 if I can't get my hostility under 3 when the storm hits. So what we're going to do is we are going to do this. And that means what I'm going to do is sell this, and then as many planks as I need. Okay, that works. Now it's going to let me turn in this order, which will give me some biscuits, but it'll also give me tools and more parts, but also another one of these. Okay, the ability to make tools would be nice, but I've already got a good planks building, so we're not doing this. Cookhouse, letting us make biscuits requires us to have flour, but we just built a provisioner, so that's really nice, especially since I've got the herb garden. Skewers, 3 stars versus 2 stars. You want the 2 stars because it gives me these other ones. Ale's nice. Copper bars are nice. Cookhouse is great. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to drop a cookhouse right here and start working on setting up a more efficient food supply chain. We only have 6 tools. I now have enough people that I could be working these clay deposits, though. We've got 2 events looted, so I can turn that in. What is that? I didn't notice that. Not doing great, but I don't think we're doing terribly. We do want to go ahead and build this small farm just right away, and we want to farm fields. Yep. So we are going to move this back down to this corner, because next year I want to start by opening up this glade, just so we can get into another one. I'm going to back this up here, finish clearing out this area, but first we're going to fire these guys. And we're going to move this over this way. Is this also? Yeah, that's another big one. So we're going to move this up here, actually. And I'm going to fire these guys. And that gets us down to hostility level 2. Which is still annoying, but it's not terrible. Because I don't think the lizards are going to run out of happiness to the point where they're going to leave. I am going to go ahead and assign lizards to be my farmers. Humans are the best farmers, but obviously I don't have humans. So since I don't have humans, it doesn't really matter who I put. I'm just going to put whoever's excess, and I need my beavers to chop down wood and be my wood infrastructure. So that's why they have to stay where they're at. We are going to put a warehouse right here next to this farm. Do I want to leave a gap? I usually leave a gap if I'm going to run a road next to it, but I don't think I need to. I mean, it might make sense if we're going to run a... if we're going to chop our way to that glade. It might make sense. So maybe I should just put this warehouse here. Okay. Where's the closest I can put my next hearth? Oh, all the way over here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put the warehouse here. It's a little bit longer than it needs to be, but it's not terribly far from the farm. They're frustrated because they don't have houses. That makes sense. We knew that that was a possibility. How many do we have living around that? That is going to add 4 more. That'll get us up to a maximum of 18, and I like having 24. So let's go ahead and put... houses won't quite fit. I didn't leave myself enough space. I do need to leave myself enough room to have a garden down in this area. I think we're okay. Nice. Okay. So now I can rehire my beavers. There we go. Leather production is nice, but I think 10% faster glade events for every firekeeper assigned to the hearth is going to be better long term, because I'm definitely going to be incentivized to build additional hearths. Let's go ahead and grab the harpies here. I've already got houses for them. And I can shift them into this small herbalist camp. And I can add one to the rain collector here. So that should help us get going. Now we do have 16 tools. I'm a little nervous about using my tools given how many glade events can be worked with tools. that's why I'm hanging on to those. I don't really like using the Forsaken Altar, so I'm not gonna. The next tier of hub requires 3 more regular and then 4 aesthetics. And of those, I just found out that the road sign, for some reason, counts as an aesthetics building. I don't get it, but what can you do? And I'm just going to surround it with some flower beds. And then put a park over here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and stack in some more beaver houses, because I'm going to need houses anyway. That looks decently nice. How are we doing? Okay, we're in here. Let's see what we can use. We can use tools. I'm so glad I didn't use those tools. +3 global resolve is pretty nice. Free incense when we produce roots is great. And of course, 5 ancient tablets can be sold for quite a lot. Do I have any amber in the warehouse? I do. So this is going to give us a big penalty to resolve. But I think we can tank that. I think we'll be okay. We're not okay. That's whatever. It's how it is. Now I could lower hostility just by, you know, firing, I think, one of these guys. And that lowers it some. This has no trees nearby that it's allowed to chop, so let's stick it up there. Run a road past here. That would make them happy, but I still need a way to make flour, and I haven't actually grown any wheat yet. We're in the process of growing wheat. But, you know, I think I can still deal with this if I'm willing to really slow our roll regarding wood chopping. Maybe not quite. More. Okay, yeah, that helps. Harpies are still real pissy. But I don't think I can help that, so I'm not going to try. We're just going to go ahead and lose a harpy, and I'm going to be sad about it. Sadness. There goes a harpy. Probably going to lose another harpy, too. I mean, I could burn... I don't... yeah, I could burn. It's not enough. It's enough to keep my lizards, though, so let's do that. Make sure that we're only losing harpies. And that's just kind of how it has to be. Unless I'm willing to burn more. A lot more. If I was going to do this, I probably should have done it earlier. But, you know, whatever. This is just how it's going to be. We're just going to burn through a lot of our fuel and be sad about it. Chat's pretty silent today. That's okay. Stonecutter has no more clay deposits. Well, we can certainly solve that, can't we? There is tons of clay up here. We do need 15 packs of building materials, don't we? So why don't we have you start making packs of building materials out of brick, and we'll say 20, because we still need the 5 for this. Meanwhile, at this point, I think it's time to stop burning. And having completed that, I can rehire as many of these guys as possible for the last half of clearance. Which hopefully will be enough to keep us in fresh fuel through the storm. We're going to turn off, oh, we already did, that's nice. We're going to turn off this guy, get him out of there, throw him in here because he'll like it. We're going to come up here and we're going to start making flour just as soon as possible. Let's throw these guys there, and we're going to make some packs of provisions too. We'll make it out of anything that we can. I only need 5 for now. Well, harpies are happy. Lizards are happy. Okay, that's something. That is certainly something. Now, I do need to get us low enough to not have to pay the vassal tax. Because the vassal tax will be a massive, massive problem. Okay, we are low enough to not have to pay the vassal tax. Go us. All right. Take a look at our final order, and let's see how we can do this. Have 18 beavers? Love it. We'll have 18 beavers. That's definitely going to work. Okay, we've got our packs of provisions. Turn that off. And in fact, we can take anything that could go to provisions and get it out of here. Let's run a road around the side. There we go, just to finish off that part of our city. Ooh, okay, yeah, Woodcutter's Prayer is really good, especially in situations like this where I'm almost out of food, or not food, I'm almost out of fuel anyway. So I'm not losing that much, and it's doubling the effectiveness of Woodcutter. So this is going to be massive. The Exploration Expedition is nice, but I do not like having a constant -5 penalty. Especially when we get into a storm when we've got a bunch of other negative resolve penalties already. So that's why we're going to take that, and we are going to immediately rehire the Beaver Corps of Choppers. Get them all in here. Work our way back into that glade. At the same time, we're working our way up into this glade. And then over here, we are just going to clear out a lot of space. Everyone hired? No. No, okay. Cool. We need to open up 2 more glades. Cool. We need to complete trade routes, which I haven't been doing. We need to have more beavers. All of that's fine. Let's definitely have our wood choppers move faster. I don't really want to be producing oil, incense, or coats necessarily. I do definitely need a lot of amber. We have a decent amount of clay already. Buying herbs would let us make biscuits consistently until we get another one going. So let's go ahead and say that. We're going to say we're willing to sell all of this. Now, I'm not selling my building materials because we need those. Not selling my skewers because people are hungry. I am willing to sell my copper ore because I don't have anything I can really do with that right now. And 1 pack of provisions. Okay, so we don't have enough to really afford the herbs. I can get, like, 1 herb. All right, well, we're getting 1 herb. That's fine. We'll just get 1 herb. Buy all that. Now, it is year 6, so the vassal tax, if it hits us, would be 30 amber, which is why I'm not willing to buy other bonuses. We need as many beavers as possible, so we're getting the beavers here. Okay. Now, I believe I got a bonus. Let's check. Yes, we're getting free incense when we get roots. And we have an herb garden, so if I find another patch of fertile ground, we'll be able to basically grow roots that will give us religion for free. So beavers like leisure, lizards and harpies like brawling. But in the temple, the lizards like religion and beavers and harpies like education. And we've got free incense coming in when we grow roots, so I'm going to go with the temple here. Coats could be nice. Pigment could be nice if I want to set up scrolls. Oil's not bad, but temple is where it's at right now. So we're going to grab a temple, and we're going to throw that temple right here directly opposite the cookhouse. And we need to make packs of crops, don't we? So let's go ahead and start setting that up too. Meanwhile, how are we looking on building materials? We are out of fabric, so I should probably have someone in here making fabric. And we should probably have someone in here making not only planks, but also packs of trade goods out of flour. So let's go ahead and put 2. I do need to be thinking about a second hub, so the question is there anywhere that I can already squeeze a second hub? Kind of. If I went here. So let's bring this down. And toss some lizards in it. Should be pretty solid. Still getting away with only 1 lizard firekeeper, which I should probably think about adding more, but I'm not doing that. Not yet. So, okay, you are up, and your benefit is that when I sacrifice things in the hearth, they last longer. That is great. That is really, really great. Okay, so we are going to go over here, and we're going to change this to say only marked trees and avoid glades. That way it won't cut into this glade, but it'll keep working in the areas that I told it to, because this is going to pop open. And now this time we can do this with resin, which is great, because resin's basically free. And I am going to take it for the reputation point, which I normally don't like doing. I love getting ancient tablets, but Queen's impatient. But I could sell the ancient tablets for so much money that it's probably going to get me a reputation point anyway. Plus free pottery and bricks. Okay. We've got, it takes 3 minutes to work. 3.5 minutes to work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're just doing that. I was trying to figure out some way that I could justify doing this one, but I don't think I can. And I can't put it off till the next year, because we've got... we don't want the impatience point there. Small herbalist camp has nothing nearby. Okay. But it can get mushrooms up here, so we're going to have it do that. And meanwhile, we are going to swing this up here. And we are going to carve out as much of that as we can. Should work. And I want to get just a little bit... Yes. There we go. And that way, we can get to it from both sides. So I'll be able to stick another, in this case it'll be the herb garden that we need to complete the ability to consistently make packs of provisions, as well as biscuits, and that's looking like it's going to be a very solid addition to our town. Harpy's resolve is low. Because they're hungry. That makes sense. They can eat biscuits. But we can't make biscuits because we don't have the stuff for it. Wonderful. Woodcutter's camp has nothing suitable nearby because it would open up a glade, so we're going to swing you around on this side. Now lizard resolve is low in addition to harpies. It's real bad, and it's about to be the storm. This is a rough year. This is a rough year in a rough game. We are having a lot of problems. Not gonna lie, we are having so many problems. Okay, well, I think the first thing I gotta do is move this closer and fire these beavers, which will help some. We're gonna move these closer and fire these beavers, which will help some more. And then we're going to fire these beavers, which doesn't help enough. Oh, hey, okay, it did. Nice. Now, of course, the problem is, now it's the storm, right? And now we're going to have some massive penalties. Fortunately, we'll be able to pay them the vassal tax, but the swarms is going to be bad. The fact that we have some food is good, but the swarms is going to be bad, yeah. And of course, I can't sacrifice anything. Yep, there goes a harpy herbalist. So I should probably add someone else to do the herbalism so we can keep getting the food influx, yeah? What can we do down here? We can get a scribe, we can get a rain mill, get a tavern. I think a tavern's probably our best bet. Let's get a tavern. And as soon as, you know, I'm realizing we don't have enough fire people, so let's hire some more fire people. There goes our other harpy herbalist. Real bad. We lost a beaver. This is a rough year. This is a real rough year. We lost so many people. And because we're basically at the hour mark, that is going to do it for the first half of our first Prestige 1 game on this season up against the Iron Storm. If you stuck around in the video this long, please do give it a like. Subscribe if you're willing to see the notifications for me. Gotta boost the algorithm engagement. You're welcome to give suggestions, feedback, ideas of things I could have done differently or better. I do read them. Sometimes I respond, and sometimes I get ideas for videos that I can make if I'm in between iron runs. So I would very much like it if you wanted to engage and just give that old algorithm a little boost. Regardless, I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one.